Now, 12 days into the rushed evacuation from Kabul and 5 days before its scheduled completion, deadly suicide attacks have rocked Kabul airport. But US President Joe Biden remains undeterred from the US's mission to evacuate thousands of American and Afghan civilians from Afghanistan. It was the worst day of casualties for US forces there in a decade. The blast killed more than a dozen American troops and scores of civilians, yet Biden is determined to complete the evacuation of Americans and vulnerable Afghans, while the Pentagon develops plans to strike back at the ISIS who claimed responsibility for the attack. Biden has promised that U.S. evacuations would continue without giving any indication of a change in next Tuesday's U.S. pullout target. Biden has told the U.S. military that he would grant additional force if needed. Biden defended his handling of his most serious foreign policy crisis, saying ultimately it is his responsibility for all that's happened of late. Biden is hopeful that the Taliban will let the evacuations continue, given the group's self-interest here.
We will not be deterred by terrorists. We will not let them stop our mission. We will continue the evacuation. I've also ordered my commanders to develop operational plans to strike ISIS-K assets, leadership, and facilities. We will respond with force and precision at our time, at the place we choose, in a moment of our choosing. Here's what you need to know. These ISIS terrorists will not win. We will rescue the Americans who are there. We will get our Afghan allies out, and our mission will go on. America will not be intimidated, and I have the utmost confidence in our brave service members who continue to execute this mission with courage and honor to save lives and get Americans, our partners, our Afghan allies out of Afghanistan. The reason why there were no attacks on Americans, as you said, from the date until I came into office, was because the commitment was made by President Trump. I will be out by May 1st. In the meantime, you agree not to attack any Americans. That was the deal. That's why no American was attacked. Imagine where we'd be if I had indicated on May the 1st I was not going to renegotiate a evacuation date. We were going to stay there. I'd have only one alternative: pour thousands of more troops back into Afghanistan to fight a war that we had already won relative to why the reason we went in the first place.
The United States has evacuated more than 100,000 people from Afghanistan since 14th of August. That was the eve of the Taliban's return to power. Yet as many as 1,000 Americans and many more Afghans are still struggling to get out of Kabul. Dashing the hopes of several Afghans, White House has indicated a fragmented evacuation. White House said that it will not be possible to evacuate every Afghan who wants to get out of the country before the U.S. military withdraws on 31st of August.
It is not going to be possible for every single Afghan, millions potentially, who want to leave Afghanistan to be evacuated.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.